In a previous lesson about Kangaroo, we created a tensor structure using points and using forces and the bouncy solver in Kangaroo. So in this video, we're gonna explore another interesting feature of Kangaroo, which is how you can collide objects, make objects collide together. So it's just gonna be another really simple example and just to get started with Kangaroo. So I'm gonna get in the Kangaroo tab here and I'm going to create a new bouncy solver node, which again is kind of the start of everything. And then let's define the goal objects. So the first we're gonna do is we're gonna create a point. So you can just press the spacebar and get the point. And then we can define the points many ways. You have many tools you can do that. We can sort of like simply right click and go to set multiple points, or you can just do it with one point if you want. I'm just going to put here a few points for the moment, and then I will add more later. So you can see the points now are on the ground. Now here in the goal, we need to select sphere collide in order for these points to become spheres and collide together and collide with other objects. And this is going to be our first goal object. Now I can put a slider here, and I can set the radius and the strength. Now, if you're having problems with this basic parts, you can check the Grasshopper video course. Also gonna copy and paste the button to run and reset the simulation many times. And I'm gonna add a move node to move the points up on the space so they can then fall into the ground or somewhere else. And here I'm gonna set also the radius of the spheres, which are not really visible right now. So what we can do to calibrate, we can create a sphere. Now this has to be a mesh sphere, a mesh object, not a NURBS solid. So I'm gonna go to mesh sphere, I'm gonna create that. And I'm gonna use this here and just to see how big they are. And so we can now manage the radius. Now everything needs to be balanced, the radius, the forces, etc., etc. Now I'm gonna go and insert a load force. So this means that those spheres will be pulled or pushed in a direction. So I'm gonna put that geometry into the load, and I'm gonna use this. I'm holding shift and then click and drag it to add this to the goals objects. And you can see what's happening. The sphere are going like quickly up, like if they were pushed by a force to go up. And that's about the force vector. So right click and set the vector in whatever direction you want, depending on which force you want to simulate. If you want to do gravity, you want to push that vector down. And the longer is the vector, the more those are going to go fast. So fast that sometimes you cannot actually see anything. So be careful with the force and be careful with the weight. So also the weight is important, and we can define the weight using another slider. So just copy and paste the slider or just create a new one and plug it into the weight. So the weight of the object and also the strength, so how strong is the surface, it's important where it will collide. So let's adjust here. So I'm gonna decrease the weighting, and also I'm gonna change the force vector. So right click, select the vector and make it really small this time. And now and you can see now, now it's going down a little bit slower so we can actually see what's happening. So be careful on balancing, again, all these, actors that are into play. Now let's put a floor. So the easiest thing we can do is in the forces here, having opposite force, which is going to be our floor. So while the spheres are moving down, the strength of the floor, you can see it's blocking them into the ground. And again, you can change the strength of the floor. Now, if a surface is not too strong, they're just simply going to go through like that. I also want to add more points. So I'm going to go and set the points again. So you can modify the points anytime. You can change the position with the gumball, and you can increase the number. And now you can see that something is moving in there. So this means that the spheres are not only colliding with the plane in the floor, but they are also colliding with each other. So also let's take this mesh node and put it in the output. So click on the V and drag into the base. So we're gonna see the spheres that share the common radius with the collisions in the outcome. And let's increase. You can see here we have a range. Let's make it like 20 and let's see what's gonna happen, because the more points you will have, the more they're gonna be big, the more they will collide with each other when they're falling. And you can see that we have now a more interesting simulation. And so maybe if we increase even more, let's double the size, we're gonna have even more collisions. There you go. So they kind of, you know, go everywhere now into that plane. The plane is just there to hold them, not to make them fall into the ground, infinitely in a direction. Okay, now I want to rearrange the position of this because I make this pretty big. So I'm going to right click and set the vector, and I'm going to put them up a little bit more so I can put an object between the ground plane and the falling spheres. So I'm going to do that by just applying a collider, which is going to be this one here. So solid collider, and by solid it means we need to create a mesh. You cannot create again NURBS geometry using Grasshopper and Kangaroo. So we're gonna go and first of all plug the points into the collider, and then let's set one mesh. So you can right click, set one mesh, or you can just create a mesh and then plug it later. So I'm gonna go to the mesh and create a primitive mesh box. Again, the simplest thing you can do. And I'm gonna put it in here and right click and set the box, meaning that you can draw now the box into the space. And I'm just gonna draw it here like from the side, but you can do it also from the top. Actually, I think it's better from the top because now it's a little bit, well, not just underneath those spheres, but that's fine. We can simulate some sphere falling onto the plane and some falling into the mesh object. And let's move this. So I'm gonna move it. So, and actually I'm also gonna rotate it a little bit so we have kind of a ramp, or let's rotate 3D and put this one here a little bit in the middle there. Okay, and then also I'm gonna rotate it. Now you can also create this directly in Rhino, which is probably simpler, but I just wanted to show you here just how to do it in Grasshopper. Now we don't have degrees here, so that's pretty difficult for me to understand the degrees. So what I'm gonna do is right click here and choose on the right click on the angle and choose degrees instead of angle. And now let's put like some rotation here. So let's say, well, you can put a node, so you can put a slider again. I'm gonna copy and paste this slider here, which goes from 1 to 40, and I'm gonna just rotate. You can see now the axis is wrong, so right click and define again a vector here for the axis. So it's either like epsilon or x, shouldn't be z, to have a slope like this, where the spheres can fall and they can just slide. And I think, well, now we can hide the others. We just need the last one, which is the rotated one. You can just middle click and hide. And also gonna try to move this a little bit more, but anyway, it doesn't matter. We're gonna run a simulation having like different spheres falling into different places. So arrange it and okay, and hide the others because we are only gonna use the last one, the rotated one, into the solid. And then let's take this into our goal objects just by clicking, holding shift and plugging that in. And let's run the simulation and let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, now they seem they like falling through that, or they are just like going all the way. So I'm gonna decrease the size of the sphere first. So let's put somewhere around here, and also be careful here. We have a strength in this solid point collide. So I'm gonna increase the strength of that also, so that it opposes a force capable of, you know, changing the path. And you can see now from the side view, especially what's happening. So they're being colliding with that mesh. And again, it's just a matter of balancing everything together. So the strength of the falling spheres, the strength of the opposing colliding object, and etc., etc. Also here, the load, the force vector in the load, we can make it even smaller. Perhaps it's better to use a value because instead of just, you know, drawing the vector in there. And also here you can see that the number slider on the weighting can be like smaller, and then you can run again the simulation as many times as you want until you find the correct balance. Okay, now you can see also here it changed it a little bit. And also let me change again and see what's, yeah, okay, that's pretty much it. And also want to show you a little thing here in the interior. In the solid collision, if you put through, they will fall inside, not outside that object. So that's going to be like a boundary rather than colliding object on the way. And this will be all for this video guide. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe to the channel to stay updated for more. Join the channel to support us so that we can create more videos, and also check our other video courses in the channel, like in Rhino and Grasshopper and many more. So thanks again, and see you in the next video.